Yeah, I'm gonna be able to sleep here. Yeah. For these, kind of like where everything was.
We're starting here, starting right now. 1, 2, 3. We breathe it in. We feel our hearts, they're pounding, rising up to feel the fire that's wild through our veins. We take a chance and know we'll never be the same. Giving it all we got, giving it all.
You know, getting around doing a few things. Another bird bomb over there. I think on my last video, I remember I mentioned about the green stuff on my pond. Well, there it is again. It almost finished. So it's kind of like a takeover. I have to go out and order some fish, man. I worked a little bit more on my solar. I wound up, it was hanging over here, but I put it on this wall over here. And yeah, I need a new inverter. I burned my inverter. Probably because I was checking. What I did was I said, I have my solar, it's not finished yet because I've ordered a new controller, bigger one, as well as now I need a new inverter. I had these batteries series and they were charging okay, but then I thought it was my inverter, but then each one of those are 12 volt, so the 12 volts you know, add up to 60. So when I put my inverter on there just to check, see if it was going to read 60 or whatever, it was kind of freaking out. Although I can, you know, when I turn it on, the controller shows everything right. What am I looking for in here? I'm charging my chainsaw batteries, but they take a long time to charge, man. Probably because they're pretty robust. I did buy for these swivel wheels for the cart for the air compressor, or at least the axles, so I can, they're definitely more robust than the other ones. Yeah, man, greenery. You know, one of the things I always like to do in the rainy season is to take the motor scooter and go for that loop. You know, if you've watched my channel, you know I have a few videos where I rode my motorcycle through the farmland on the backside. Basically, it's down here a little bit and all the way, it meanders through a bunch of forests and like banana tree forests on both sides of the road, and it's all farmland. A couple people have houses and all that stuff. Everything's overgrown, really cool, very green. You know, and usually you go see a snake or something, or something crossing the road, lizard, big old lizard, water lizard or something. And our black cat hasn't come home since last night, so he must be out partying. It's very late in the afternoon, so I think I'll go do a loop right now, because I saw the macro guy, you know, the big backhoe. I saw the backhoe over there, And actually, it's not a backhoe, it's an excavator. But I saw the excavator over there clearing up part of the road and stuff, and I knew they were making a new driveway on another piece of land over there and this and that. But I had my drone up the other day, and I flew over that area, and I remember looking and thinking, what's going on? So I'm gonna go take a look, see if it's either progress or destruction. Let's go. Okay, wait. Before that ride, they put my work clothes on, as I have been requested to render a bench real quick. Meaning, I gotta make one. My foot is just. If you remember, over here in this area, I had my big blue water tank sitting over here a while back. It's been a month or two now, and there's a big steel frame sitting here. You got one brick, two. Actually, I think it was sitting in the dirt over there, maybe, and leveled off with bricks. But anyway, it was sitting here. It had this cement board on top of it, so I could set the tank on there. And what I did was, I took the metal frame. I dumped it, the cement board here, but I took the metal frame all the way over to in front of that mango tree, and put it under the mango tree on the corner up here. You'll see. So if you're sitting on it like this, you know, basically have a view of the rice fields out there from the mango tree. It'd be just a little square. You go make a nap or whatever, take a nap. So what I'm doing is that all that bamboo that I cut the other day, and I cut it up with the saw and lean up against that tree. Well, turns out I can use some of it. So I'm splitting some of the bamboo, and I'm gonna make it so that it's a top for the metal frame. Although the metal frame, you can see the pattern there. Metal frame is like 3 squares wide and 3 squares long, and then it's got crossbars in the middle. So the bamboo, and I've already split some here. The bamboo will just go like that, yep. And I'll just put it all up there. And if you haven't seen me split bamboo before, it's kind of fun. So I chopped up the right length. Green bamboo chops a lot easier than dry bamboo. But anyway, it's hollow. If you cut it right, and you know, you can do it on the seam right there, but it's easier. Oh. And then I use my handy bamboo splitter. Yep, that's right, it's a Lazada purchase, and it's pretty easy. All I do really is I center it on there, and I hold it kind of with my hand, and then I just hit it on the ground. Kind of hard to do with the camera. Let me see. Yeah, so it gets started. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but yeah, you can see booms like that. And then yeah, let me see if I can do it. You can do it one-handed. That'd be cool. Yeah. This last part gets a little wonky, so what I like to do is gather it up, and then just do a little poke. Boom. And that's how you split bamboo here on the farm. So I only got 3 more pieces split. I already brought some over there, but I thought, you know, hey man, let me video that stuff. The bamboo splitter, very, you know, hard steel, sharp. You chop your finger off if you got in the wrong place, believe me. And 10 bucks on Lazada. I think that's what it was, 10 bucks. Either 10 bucks or 5 bucks. I think it was 10 bucks. Pretty cool, man. And then 38 baht for delivery, so $1 for delivery. A little more than $1. All right, so let me split the rest of this bamboo, and then I'll take you over there and see what I got going. All right, yeah, all right. I'll see if I can camera this. I don't know if it'll work. Alrighty, bamboo man. Hopefully this is just enough to finish it. I've tried to measure it out in my mind, use my hands, eyeball it. You know how we do here on the farm. I don't need no measuring tape. So yeah, man, weather's cool right now. It's late in the afternoon. My wife's worried about her cat. I said, hey man, he's a grown man. He's gonna go kill stuff. Probably find him a woman. That pond is chock full, man. Very full. Can you see it? So that little wood thing I had put up here, and the girls, they decided to, my wife and her sister decided to pull that down. Thought they were gonna make a seat, but then they decided to come ask me first. So here, boom, and we're just gonna put more bamboo on it. Actually, I should have dumped that on top of here. And the pieces are kind of small, but, or narrow I should say, but that's the way it goes, man. That was what I had. I had my spare bamboo over there, so I can use that instead of going out and trying to find wood. I could probably scrap the wood together, maybe take that apart, and some other pieces and hodgepodge it on here. I might even have to do that still, but I thought of the bamboo at first because bamboo is a little bit flexible. So if you're sitting on here, maybe it wouldn't be so hard. Or if you're trying to take a nap, it wouldn't be so hard. You know, you put this down and then you put a mat on top of it, right? Nice mat. And the mat absorbs, it has that flexibility all over the whole thing, right? Bird bomb. All right, man. Let me do this, we'll take a look at it. Well, there it is. There it is. All I really need to do is tack it down, move some stuff. It's not all perfect, but that's because, you know, the bamboo's not perfectly straight and all that, right? I mean, you know, these things, when you go somewhere and you buy something that's made out of bamboo like that and all that, well, yeah, that bamboo is coming from a bamboo farm where they pick out the finest, straightest bamboo. Hell, they probably even got a method to straighten it. Leave it in water for a few days, run it through some kind of pressure pipe or something, make it straight. And then, or cut the crooked ones and put them through a pressure press when they're wet, keep them flat for a few days or something. Anyway, we're on a farm here. I overdoing myself. So, that looks pretty good. You know what, I just remembered something. I have my air compressor now, right? But you know what I don't have? Is I don't have a pneumatic staple gun or air gun, which would be perfect for that. I go I do have an electric staple gun, but it can barely go through bamboo. So I don't know that it'll go through all that. And I'd have to run the power. I don't know if my extension cord will get out that far. Looks like the green stuff has moved around. Now it's empty on this side, all getting packed over there, but it's still is going to close up here in a day or whatever. Anyway, whew. Should I leave that like that? Now I'm gonna try and find a solution to tack that down, and then we'll get out there on that bike. So let's go, man. Hey, real quick, this is how I decided to secure this. I took a piece of my stock or teak wood, old teak wood strips I had. I basically used my C-clamps, clamped that real hard to this last part of the metal frame up here. I'm gonna use it as a base because I started to actually tack these down like this, and I thought, wait a minute, I'll put the strip here more like a decorative strip, and I'll tack that down on top of it all the way. Maybe even put two up here like this, side by side. That might look better, and then alternate the nails or something.
But yeah, it turned out, again, that's what I had. I had a whole bucket of these finishing nails, which come out kind of perfect. It's all, I started them and it split a couple of the really small ones, but I thought, you know, that's no bother because it's really still holding it with the nail cap. But then, you know, I thought, no, that's right, let me cross brace this. I was gonna put the wood on the top, but then I wouldn't be able to nail it correctly. It would have been a little bit of a challenge. So I decided, hey, you know what, I'll put that underneath it. And then I'll secure it on both sides and kind of tight, and then I can put the thing on top and yeah. That's how I'm gonna do it. So it's gonna look good. Let's get it done. Yeah, like that. Although I'm gonna have to use my machete and knock these side, you know, these little bumps off, flatten those best I could, so when they're on top it's much flatter. And that's actually what I did here. I tried to make sure that the knots between bumps didn't land on top of the metal frames anywhere, so it didn't have to stand up. Otherwise I'd be knocking off the bumps off of all of them. I don't want to do that, man. That's a little too much work. But yeah, so I'll just knock those off real quick. Slide it down actually with the machete. Fair enough. Boom. Yep, it's flat. Much easier to lay down and tack on top of those. Yeah, even though these are a little bit different in sizes, but it's all right. It'll work. It'll work. Alrighty, let's get it done. All right, finished, well, almost finished product. So that's what it is. I nailed them all in underneath here, and then I tacked it down only in a few places. And now I'm just gonna cut all this trim off, and tomorrow I'll go run down to Banana Town out there where all the famous bananas are, all the famous banana shops. Across the street, actually on the same side of the street, a little bit farther than that. But they all sell bamboo products over there, everything you can imagine. So I'll get me some bamboo roll-up mat and put it right over on top of this. Real nice. It sits right, oh my God, oh, that feels good. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to sleep here. Okay. But I try to cut it with a saw over here, and I started butchering it, and I don't want it to be like that. The saw is just not, you know, not sharp. These are the old, you know, rusty Thai farm saws used for various purposes. But yeah, they don't cut. They don't cut the fiber. You know, the fiber of the bamboo, that's why it's so strong. You always see, you know, scaffolding up 400 stories in China and all that stuff. And everybody talking about bamboo is stronger than metal and all this. It's the fiber. And all that fiber makes it difficult to cut. So, let's go, man. Let's go for a motorcycle ride. As you can see, also, my fields are flooded. Got the last tilling today. Guy came back, and you know, like I say, most farmers here in Thailand, they don't have all the equipment, so they pay somebody to do this and that. So, you know, we had a guy come over with his equipment, till the land in again. We're all ready. So I'm gonna go down here on this road. I think I'm gonna put my, if I can with my editor, I'm gonna run these videos side by side. Well, I can see there's a heck of a lot of dirt on this road. It's chewed up. It's probably chewed up from the excavator because they're on tracks, right? But it looks like they try to clear the road a little bit, make it wider. They put the telephone poles up for the neighbor's property, so he's got power now. Yeah, this all, it looks like they chopped down a lot of this right here. And I know they were gonna make a bigger driveway right here. Wow, man, all along there. Everything you should be able to see is gone. This is where it kind of started getting green, you know. On my left over here, those fair amount of banana trees. I can see it looks like maybe the banana sprouts are coming back up after they plowed them over. Couldn't get all of them. Oh my gosh, over here, this was totally treed out, bushes and stuff. I don't think I could see down in there. All right, well, let's take a ride, see if I don't crash with a soft dirt in here. Whoa. Oh, at least the bananas on the left side here still here. Probably the guy's property. Well, they're working on the river side, I guess, so that's what's clear. Cleared all this out, all the bushes, trees, anything and everything that was over there. Yeah, I think this was totally enclosed. I remember. It's weird how when they do something like this, you lose perspective of kind of like where everything was. This right here, I think, was totally enclosed with banana trees and stuff. Yeah, and whatever the trees they were, they hauled them away. Yanga. Oh, you got like 2 fish. At least that's what it sounded like he said. Yeah, you can see in the river. Oh my God, that's right. I think there was a big old tree right here. Everything's gone. Oh look, he's doing it over there too. So you got the macro excavator over there. That's a big one. Yep. Or if that might be a reservoir over there, a little reservoir, unless it's somebody's private pond. I don't know. I think it's a reservoir. We got two macros going over there. All these trees are gone. This whole area there was some growth here. Made it bigger. Definitely more water. More water is able to come over here, but that tree right there, obviously, is going to be taken out. Yeah, they're cleaning that whole thing out over there, man. Crazy. All this area, looks like they did it all the way up to this area. And I have gone this way before on a video. I went around through that way to the next road. Maybe I should go that way. Let's go, man. We'll see what kind of destruction is occurring. Can't go that way, I think. I think the guy. This is all the gray stuff was built up. So he's got the road blocked over there. But yeah, the mud part is what they brought up and made the road wider. I guess that's the goal. Make the whole road wider. Maybe more people will be living out here. It's like because that one guy who built his house over there, and he had all them 6 or 7 power poles come in down the road. Well, that's just going to be that's kind of like a signal for the next village to spring up, you know. People will be thinking, well, hey man, we got power over this far. I can add a few more poles and I'll get power. I'll build a house over here. So, pretty cool. This guy's spraying for bugs over there. Yeah, no changes on this part, but the rice is in bloom. Pretty cool. Pretty cool view, man. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I'm going to tell you a story about, or tell you what happened basically yesterday. I think it was yesterday now, on the farm. So the tractor guy, the walk behind tractor, which he wasn't walking behind. It had the little metal chariot that you sit in, you know, and so he was sitting on the tractor going through tilling our field, and Dot had told him, hey, be careful, on the right side of the field and in the back is the river, or is a big old canal I made, so you know, don't go too far that way, otherwise you run into it. I go, all right. So she came and told me that she told him that, and then about 15-20 minutes later she came and said he fell in the pond. So I was like, what? So I went over there, and the whole walk behind tractor had gone straight into the big canal that we made, the big one where I just put those 4,000 fish. The whole tractor, it was upside down, or I mean, it was basically nose first all the way down in there, and only the handles were sticking out, and the guy was totally soaking wet too. And he's like, uh-oh, man, he wanted to push it out. You couldn't do that, so we had to call a tractor. And the tractor was, you know, it was having quite a difficult time to try and pull this beast out of there, because you're also pulling it out of almost like a square, right? The way that the canal was built. But it was a real fiasco. That guy was totally bummed. I think he was just the operator, and then like the owner came, and I could see, you know, the owner's face. It was like, what? Jesus Christ, you know. And at first, when it was still in the water and they're getting ready to take it out, I went and got my camera, my GoPro, and you know, I kind of hurried up. I went downstairs, and I turned the GoPro on as I approached, and then, you know, after about 10 seconds or 8 seconds, it went off, and I'm like, oh no, I got the dead battery in one. I thought I had, you know, a good battery, and I didn't have time to go run back up there and back down before it got pulled out. So I turned it on again, and it came on for just a few seconds. Anyway, I was able to capture like 3 or 4 clips that were about 5 or 7 seconds long, and one of them is of the tractor pulling that beast out of there, right, or partially out. So I was like, oh, cool. And then in my infinite wisdom, I formatted my chip last night, and I forgot to download those, so I don't have any footage of that. But just as well, because I'm sure those guys are pretty embarrassed. They probably don't want footage on YouTube of the chaos that ensued after he went straight into the pond water, into that long canal we made. That was brutal. I felt bad for him. I tried to get some straps and stuff in case, you know, I thought maybe if he had a bigger tractor, he could use the bucket to lift, and then we would get in the water, we'd just push it over to the edge. But he didn't want to do that. He just hooked up a chain to the frame of the tractor and kept, you know, trying to find the right angle to pull that thing across. Anyway, birds, big old white birds. They love a fresh plowed field. Long skinny legs, can go deep into the mud. They don't have to worry about that. They can just slam, pick out the snails and even little fish. My wife was in earlier today. She's saying she saw bigger tilapia, part of the 4,000. We put the bamboo in there now to warn the tractor drivers. But anyway, yeah, man. Farming.
What your legs out about? Let me take this one.
Using my chest harness there. Yeah, it's getting green. I gotta cut the grass. I gotta cut the grass. I just cut it. And the green season. All this green. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to cut it too many times. I briefly thought about that when we first, said, hey, let's get grass for this area. I thought, you know what? Grass is really cool. I like it. It maybe even reduces the temperature, but requires maintenance. Unless you buy like crabgrass, where it just stays, stays that same height and it's just kind of like a giant matted weed, but it's not as soft as grass like this. I mean, we bought grass, so even though it's got weeds in it, it is still, pretty cool grass in terms of, you can lay in it and not have to worry about it. You can see the stuff is very soft, very nice to lay in. You can even make a sandwich with that. A grass sandwich. But yeah, what a trip, huh? Anyway, I didn't plan on doing much else today. There was a new restaurant in the village that opened up. It's actually quite nice. It's a big one. Big indoor aircon part. There's outdoor seating. And in the back, there's two identical, large, long rooms. Enough for maybe 3 of these tables. Private rooms with a TV and stuff. Where you're gonna have your own private party and stuff. No windows at all. It's all got that cement look, cell block look and stuff, so it's pretty cool. But you could definitely have a raging party in there, hideout. No bathroom on that side, right? I mean, it's all back there, but everybody will be in a room through one door, out through one door, or a regular door too, like a hotel room door. So you go and you reserve the room, obviously, or it could be just strictly overflow. It's aircon and stuff, so maybe during the hot season. Anyway, it just opens. It's family land all in that street there, and yeah, I look forward to it. They had an absolutely great menu. And the top thing was like $100 or something, so it's pretty good. Pretty good prices too. Anyway, what else, guys? I'm gonna have to talk to my wife about what we're doing with the fish. I might have to catch the fish in the other pond and throw them back over here. I know now that this is done, she wants me to catch the fish in this pond and throw them in there. A certain kind of fish. And then maybe some of them other fish need to go in this pond and start eating that green stuff. Or we just go get more fish. Alright, man, well, hey, hope you liked that little tour, that little ride through the neighborhood. And you decide, is that progress or destruction? Alright, man, thanks for watching. And keep watching, and I'll get back at you with more life here on the Type Farm.